Hi, I'm Linda, and this is No Frills ASMR. Yesterday, we started looking at these flashcards for the United States Citizen Exam, and I thought we could look through a few more. My heart just fluttered so bad. I had an extra cup of coffee this morning. I don't know if that's doing it, but open up. What the heck? Hold on. I don't want to rip it. Oh, yes, I rip it. Okay. All right, so we left off. Whoops, I'm missing something. We left off. I put a little sticker at question 23. To the moon. All right, name your U.S. representative. So that's different depending on where you live. So you can look it up. They actually have a thing they say. Answers will vary. Residents of territories with non-voting delegates or resident commissioners may provide the name of that delegate or commissioner. Also acceptable is any statement that the territory has no representatives in Congress, like Puerto Rico. I can't think of who mine is right now, I'll be honest. What does a U.S. senator, who does a U.S. senator represent? So I'll give you a minute to think of your answer, and then I'll give my answer, and then we'll look at the correct answer. Who does a U.S. senator represent? The people of the state they're from. All people of the state. Yeah. Okay. Let's see. Am I doing these this way? Let's do them upside down. Okay. I'll put it right on top. Why do some states have more representatives than others? Why do some states have more representatives than others? Because the representatives, which are members of the House, depend on the number of people in the states. I can't think of the word. Population. Because of the state's population, because they have more people, because some states have more people. So any of those answers would have been okay. All right. We elect a president for how many years? My voice feels a little rough today. How many years do we elect a president for? 4 years. 4 years. Okay. In what month do we vote for president? In the month of November. November. And depending on where you live, you might want to look it up. Some states have elections this November for different things, for governors, for retaining judges, for just different things. So you got to look up your local. You might not have to, but should go vote if you care. What is the name of the president of the United States now? Donald John Trump. I think his middle name's John. And so they say you can go look it up. What is the name of the vice president of the United States? Oh, I think it's John David Vance. JD. I think it's John David, but it could be. I think that's right. I think it's John David If the president can no longer serve, who becomes president? If the president can no longer serve, who becomes president? Vice president. The vice president, yep. If both the president and the vice president can no longer serve, who becomes president? If both the president and the vice president can no longer serve, who becomes the president? That would be the Speaker of the House. The Speaker of the House. All right. Boy, I don't know why. I was out in the leaves a little bit today. Maybe that's getting me. Hold on. See if I have my little inhaler here. I'll ask you this while who is the commander-in-chief of the military? I can't find my inhaler. Oh well. Who is the commander-in-chief of the military? The President of the United States. Yep. Oops. Who signs bills to become laws? Who signs bills to become laws? That's Congress makes the laws, and then the president has to sign them into law. So the president. Yep. Who vetoes bills? Who vetoes bills? The president. I did know that. Sorry, I was supposed to answer first. What does the president's cabinet do? What does the president's cabinet do? Well, generally, they advise the president. This current cabinet, have you guys seen the videos where they all sit around and go, "You're the best thing that's ever been in the whole world"? It's like wild. I've never seen anything like that. They advise the president. Yep. What are two cabinet level positions? Okay, all right. Two cabinet level positions. Two cabinet level positions. I'm trying to think of that table. At those Trump meetings, when you see him sitting there at the Oval table and they're all telling him how great he is, that's the cabinet. So you have J.D. Vance, you have Speaker of the House, the head of the Department of Health, he's there, Department of Education head, the Department of Defense or War or whatever we're calling it, head of that. What's her name? You have Pam Bondi. What's her name? Intelligence, Homeland Security. The heads of all those departments. But I'm thinking of the one who does like the publicity. What do you call her? The secretary, the White House secretary. Is that what she's called? You know, the blonde. I can't think of her name. Anyway, they are Secretary of Agriculture. I was calling them the head, but they're secretary. Secretary of Commerce, Secretary of Defense, Secretary of Education, Secretary of Energy, Secretary of Health and Human Services, Secretary of Homeland Security, Secretary of Housing and Urban Development, Secretary of the Interior, Secretary of Labor, Secretary of State, Secretary of Transportation, Secretary of the Treasury, Secretary of Veterans Affairs, Attorney General, and Vice President. So I guess the one I'm thinking of Anyway, I guess she's not part of that. Okay. What does the judicial branch do? The judicial branch. Well, I'll give you a second. I mean, they make laws. And they like adjudicate laws, like whether or not they are holding up the Constitution to make sure they're like, I don't know, I think that's my answer. They review laws, explain laws, resolve disputes or disagreements, decide if a law goes against the Constitution. Goes against the Constitution. All right. What is the highest court in the United States? The highest court in the United States, the Supreme Court. The Supreme Court, yep. How many justices are on the Supreme Court? How many justices are on the Supreme Court? Well, there are 9. There are 9 on the Supreme Court. And they're not supposed to have any political party, like affiliation or favoritism, although that seems to be becoming questioned more, I would say. Visit for the number of justices. Oh. Well, I'm pretty sure I'm correct. Should we try to name them all? It's too hard. I blank names. I feel like if I sat and thought about it, though. Who is the Chief Justice of the United States? So the Chief Justice on the Supreme Court, that's John Roberts. And then you have Amy Coney Barrett. You have, what's his name, Alito or something. You have, I want to say her name's Catania Brown or something. I can't remember her name. You have Clarence Thomas. You have Gorsuch. You have, what's the name of the guy who was the beer drinker? Brett Kavanaugh. You have, am I forgetting? 1, 2, 3. No. Wait, I have 7, 8, 9. I only have 2. I'm only missing 2. I'm not sure. I can't think of it. Who is, we already did that. That's John Roberts. Okay. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is the one power of the federal government? What? Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is one? Okay, I misread that. I was like, what is one of these powers that belongs to the federal government? Well, to wage war. That's one, for sure. Under the Constitution, some powers belong to the federal government. What is one power of the federal government? Well, one is war. Sorry, I answered that too quickly. I didn't give you a minute. I was just like, so there's more than one. Any thoughts? The federal government has the power to. Well, I'm pretty sure that's one. To print money, to declare war, to create an army, to make treaties. There you go. So there were 4. Money, war, army, treaties. Okay, well, I got 1 anyway. Under our Constitution, some powers belong to the states. What is one power of the states? Oh boy. Under the Constitution, some powers belong to the states. What is one power of the states? Constitution, some powers. Well, I feel like education is always run by states. I don't know. Did you guys get that one? Let's see. Provide schooling and education. Provide protection, police, it says. Provide safety, fire departments. Give a driver's license. Oh, yeah. I think I probably should know that. Approve zoning and land use. Okay. That's hard. That's kind of hard. That seems like the hardest one yet. There are the answers. I don't know why that one feels like trickier to me, but okay. Who is the governor of your state right now? I do know that, but I'm not going to. I kind of keep it a little mysterious. You have to look it up if you don't know. Okay. I should do a map video where I say the governor of each state. Actually, that's not a bad idea. Okay. What is the capital of your state? What is the capital of your state? We've done a video on all the state capitals. I may have done a few videos like that, actually. So you have to just know that. Hold on 1 second. Sorry, I think I have like leaf dust in my throat. Okay. Oh boy. What are two major political parties in the United States? That one's kind of easy. Two major political parties in the United States. The Republicans and the Democrats. And look, they show the elephant for the Republicans and the Democrat. The donkey for the Democrat. What is the political party of the president now? What is the political party of the president now? I think the whole world knows that one. Republican. What is the name of the Speaker of the House of Representatives now? What's the name of the Speaker of the House of Representatives right now? That is Mike Johnson or Johnston. Is it Johnson? I think it's Johnson. I don't think there's a D in there. Mike Johnson. It could be Johnston. Can't remember. All right, there are 4 amendments to the Constitution about who can vote. Describe one of them. All right, 4 amendments to the Constitution about who can vote. I have some ideas. 4 amendments. 4. That's kind of tough. If we have to get all 4, that would be tough. 4. Okay, well, there would be the first one in the 1890s, I think, was that all men of any ethnicity can vote. And then it wasn't until, oh my God, I should know this, but 1920 something, that women got to have the right to vote. So first it was all men, and then it was women. What are the other 2? Oh no, I feel like I should know this. There are 4 amendments about who can vote. Describe one. We only have to describe one, but I like to think I know them. Do you guys have the other 2? What else would it be? Let's see. Citizens 18 and older can vote. Okay, that makes sense. So an age. You don't have to pay a poll tax to vote, right? Right. right. I should do a video on that poll tax. That's something I don't know about very well. Any citizen can vote. Women and men can vote. Okay. A male citizen of any race can vote. See, so that was first, was a male citizen of any race. But at that time, it still wasn't women. Sorry. And then they made it women. And then I think the 18 thing was because it was actually older than that, but they wanted to have 18-year-olds fight in wars. And so they felt that they should have the right to vote since they're fighting for that's their commander-in-chief, you know what I'm saying? And then you don't have to pay a poll tax. Yeah, the poll taxes were used to kind of make it so only rich people could vote, I think. But like I said, I don't really know about that much. Okay. Wait, what am I on? 49. Whoa, I went too many, didn't I? 20, 34. I went way too far. Okay, we'll do this one. What is one responsibility that is only for United States citizens? What? What is one responsibility that is only for U.S. citizens? One responsibility. Oh, to vote. To vote. For only for U.S. citizens, it's got to be to vote, right? To vote in federal election and to serve on a jury, of course, yes. Serve on a jury and to vote in federal elections, yeah. Yeah, as a citizen of the U.S., you have to, when called, serve on a jury. Now, if there are circumstances, you can get out of it, but you should serve on a jury. That's part of your duty as a citizen. And same with voting. A lot of people say, I don't vote because I don't care. Well, it's your duty as a citizen. It's your responsibility. I'm a passionate voter. Name one right only for United States citizens. Okay, so this is different. So we have the responsibility, and this is the right. Only for United States citizens. Well, the right to vote, I think it's your duty and it's your right. And to run for office, you have to be a citizen, I think. Vote in a federal election, run for federal office. Yeah. Okay, that was pretty good. What are two rights of everyone living in the United States? So not even citizens, they're just living in the United States. Two rights. What? Of everyone living in the United States. Is it the right to bear arms? Is that what it is? Of everyone living in the United States. Oh, is it freedom of speech? Two rights. I feel like I should. This is making me feel uncomfortable. I should know this. I wonder how many there are. Or are there just two? Oh no. Well, you have the right to assemble, and you have the right to bear arms. Let's see. Okay, there's more than two. So I'm going to go with like freedom of speech. It's the First Amendment stuff, the freedom of assembly, freedom of religion. And then I guess the right to bear arms. That's what I'm going with just because it says rights, but I don't know. Okay, freedom of expression, freedom of speech, freedom of assembly, freedom to petition the government, freedom of religion, the right to bear arms. Yeah, okay, that wasn't too bad. Yeah, and what they mean by assembly is if you want to get a group together to talk about how you're going to petition the government or speak to the government, complain to the government, let them know your grievances. What was it on Seinfeld? They'd say to air your grievances. Then that's a right of yours. You have the freedom to practice whatever religion you choose or not. You have the freedom to say whatever you like. It doesn't mean there might not be consequences to that speech, but it shouldn't be consequences from the government. You have a freedom to express yourself by wearing a gritty costume if you want or whatever, and the right to bear arms. And that is for everyone living in the United States, not just citizens. So that's kind of interesting. I feel like that's something, we should all pay attention to right now, probably. All right, this will be the last one because I'm really running out of my cards. What do we show loyalty to when we say the Pledge of Allegiance? To the flag of the United States of America. Sorry, I didn't give you a minute. We used to say it every morning in class. I don't know if they still do or not. We pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dun, dun, dun. All right, well, I feel pretty good about that. I hope you do too. Let me know if you want me to do a video where I don't give answers. I'll just quiz you. Or if I should have. I don't know if any of you watched the video the other day about the guitar that my husband was on. If you want, I could bring him in here and quiz him. What I should do really is bring one of my sons to quiz, because I don't know, they are well educated. They were very good students, but I bet they don't know this stuff. I bet they don't. My husband knows a lot of this stuff because he was an Eagle Scout, and to get your badges, some of the badges were Civics. And so he learned more going through the Eagle Scout program than he did in school by far. So much useful information from Eagle Scouts, I promise. I'll have to bring him on. He can talk about the weather. He was like going to be a meteorologist. He can talk about this stuff. He can tie knots. Oh, that's a good one. I'll have him on to show me how to tie knots. He got a merit badge for sailing, for horseback riding. Like, so much stuff. It's wild. I kind of wanted my kids to be Eagle Scouts, but after he did that, because I was like, wow, that's great. But the troop that they were part of where we live, they sucked. They were like, the leaders were just not very good. And actually, it wasn't good. So when they said they didn't want to do it, I'm like, okay, cool. That's fine. But I wish they'd had a better